So it's 3:30 on a Wednesday, and I thought it might be interesting to show what we do on a day when we get a bit caught up. I've had 2 weddings on today, so 2 teams out and then 1 back. We've loaded for tomorrow, and then using stillages we've made a start on next week. So what that looks like is this. So that's I think that's a 15 by 72 traditional and a little push-up loaded for a harvest home next week. That's on a stillage. All of these stillages fit on top of this big one, so that'll go down one side of the Mega Lorry, and then all their dance floor and furniture will go down the other side of the lorry. That's already on stillages anyway, never come off. So this is what it looks like. There'll just be a stillage with a ticket on it, and people will fill them, and we can just keep going until we run out of stillages, really. So we've done that one, and then we started on Boomtown for next week. So this little set here is a 12 by 36, and then some 6-metre roof beams on top actually. But that's the main frame is this, what you see along the bottom. Your beams, legs, and all your wall rails and 3-metre stuff. And then the associated kit in these orange boxes. So we try and do it a bit sensible. So there's 1 tent together, so we can just drop that out of tent and crack on with that tent. And then this is the next pack. So this is all the 6-metre and 9-metre, again for Boomtown. And we'll put them on a stillage and try and do it separate. I don't know, some people think I'm a bit anal, but at the same time, A, it goes on the lorry neatly and safely, and B, it's easy to load. When you get to the other end, you can pick them off real easy. You see exactly what you got, and we can verify that they're there. So each of these stillages will have a ticket on them that I put on it, like that, and that'll tell them what to put on it. And then it's very easy to come round afterwards, send a second person round, and just count it up and double check it. The idea being that hopefully you don't get there and find you're a leg short, which inevitably will happen because there's over 120 legs just on this section of the build. But you know, it's all about trying, isn't it, really? I like loading like this. Shows a bit of pride in your work as well, I think. And then the other one that we've got preloaded is Baxton Flower Show. So how we've done that one, again just to reduce a bit of labour, is we took down Somerset Steam Fair. I sent an extra trailer and a load list for a 12 by 18 for this job, and just said drop this on the trailer, keep it separate. That goes out this Friday, so it came down Tuesday, went out Friday. And by having all these trailers and stillages, it's reduced unloading and loading. Probably, maybe 300 quid worth of labour just on that trailer. And you think a trailer doesn't need a tax, MOT, insurance, any of that. I think the money is in having as many trailers as you can afford and as many stillages. I've probably got 300 or 400 stillages here now. And the only thing I regret is I've bought them piecemeal or built them piecemeal. I would love to get rid of every single stillage here and build everything off a set grid pattern so that any stillage fits any stacks on it. So like I've got this sort here, they won't stack on this sort. So if you want to buy 300 stillages off me, let me know. I'll sell you them because I want to start fresh. But with the price of steel, what's the stillage going to cost to make? And especially if you're doing it tube like this. I've never really understood why people do it out tube, because it's probably another 25% on top of a box section. I reckon you got 100 quid's worth, especially time you buy the cups, 100 quid's worth of steel and welding wire before you even start on labour. So probably a stillage is probably 200 quid now. So where do we start? It's 10 to 6 on a Wednesday. Done a big harvest home today, Birtle harvest home, which is a 12 by 50. Some of the lads are still down there, but I thought I'd get the Mega Lorry back reasonable time so we could start loading for Boomtown. So that's the load that's on it. As it pulled into the yard, it made a noise, and I thought, I know what that noise is, I've heard it before. It's like a wobbling noise, bubbling noise, and that is always your inner tyre on the drive axle, because obviously it's got dual tyres, is flat. Sure enough, it was completely flat. And there's some interesting rules about tyres on lorries. Once they've gone flat, if it's been moved, that has to go in the bin, which I think is probably a very good reason for that. So we don't mind that, but that's about 5 o'clock we discovered that. To get someone to work on a lorry tyre is very difficult now. County Tyres we've got an account with, not till tomorrow. As you can see, I'm committed now. That's 400 metres of tent on there, ready to go to Boomtown. We're hoping to leave at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. We're hoping to build all 400 metres in one hit. I don't really have I've got the one big lorry. I don't really have another option for moving that down there. I could start looking at smaller vehicles, but then that doesn't really help me because Boomtown, you need vehicle passes, and they asked for our vehicle information 3 months ago, so it's not like I can just be, well, this is the vehicle we're taking now. So I don't know why it's flipped around, it's looking at me now. I've found somewhere Protyre Westbury are on their way. They said between 6 and 7, and they said they don't mind the lorry being loaded, so we've been able to crack on and load it. I'll be very relieved when he gets here. I think the lad's coming pretty soon. I'll be very relieved when this tyre goes on. We do think possibly there's not much wrong with the tyre and it's just a valve, and we could re-inflate it. We've had it before because it has a valve extension to get through to the inner tyre. We could re-inflate it and it'd be all right, but do you want to risk it that ends up on the side of a road on the 303 tomorrow with 15 people at Boomtown waiting for it to turn up, or worse still, it causes an accident? Personally, I want a new tyre on it. Protyre said, oh, you know, you're going to have to pay an out of hours call out and for the tyre. I thought, oh my goodness, what's this going to be? He said 500 quid including that. Well, personally, I think that's pretty good value. You know, if you say the tyre's 300 quid, and you're paying a load of VAT in that, and 100 quid for someone to come out, drop what they're doing and come out, I call that good value. Well, you know, what can you expect? I think so. Bear with me. Hopefully in an hour's time we're going to have a new tyre on there and we'll all be happy and we'll know we've done the right thing. We've got a brand new tyre, we haven't risked anything, and we're good to go again. It's you know, makes me think, you know, should I keep a spare tyre? But it's not quite as simple as that, because on a lorry you get a steer tyre on the front axle. That's its own type. Then you get a driving tyre on the driving axle. We got 4 of them obviously across the truck. And then you get the lifting axle, which is different again. So that's just basically just takes a weight when you got a big load on. When you haven't got any load on, it lifts out of the way. That's a different one. So you would need 3 spare tyres. And then, you know, who's going to change it? Yeah, we could change it here, but you'd need a jack that is capable of lifting this, and then you need a big old torque wrench. I don't know what the torque values are on those studs, but they're going to be big, so I don't think really spare tyre helps you that much. So really you are at the mercy of getting someone to come and work on it, and that's getting really hard. 10 minutes later they've arrived. I will be very relieved when this is on. Thank you, Protyre. So it took him about 30 minutes to get that done and all squared away, torqued up, put back on. I'm very relieved at this stage, and off we can go tomorrow in the morning first thing. So Boomtown 2026, here we go. It's 8:30 in the morning. Accreditation was a breeze, which is a really nice change. So I planned it for a 2-day build, that's the amount of work I'd taken on, but then we got to it and I decided I wanted to push ahead and try and get it done in one day, just because it's a lot of travelling. As it happened, we did do it pretty much all in one day. We just had to go back with a 6x15. We could have completed it, but we were short on portal beams.
Doggy, it's really cute. So Dad, should I say anything?
Huh?
Should I say anything?
It's up to you. Let's go inside the tent and have a look.
Okay.
Do it gently so it does good photos. So this is a nice little wedding to finish the week off. I've known Davey since he was a kid. He's getting married to Emma this weekend. So we've done a little tent for them. They do toilet hire. So I used to work for them when I was younger, when I first started marqueeing. So for me that's a nice little way to finish the week off. Busy week, a nice little tent, nice end to it, lovely weather. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next week.